The quiet town of Oak Haven is about to be rocked to its core this Monday, as Beyond the Gates delivers an episode that masterfully intertwines shock, sentiment, and a decision that will redefine multiple futures. In unexpected crossroads, the lines between family, friendship, and love blur beyond recognition, leaving characters and viewers alike grappling with the aftermath of two seismic events. Dani and Vanessa, a bond tested by a life-altering secret. The episode opens in the tense, sterile silence of a doctor's office waiting room. Dani, ever the pragmatic fortress, sits stiffly, her focus locked on a fading poster about healthy nutrition. Beside her, Vanessa, the free-spirited artist, fidgets uncontrollably, her usual vibrant energy replaced by palpable dread. The scene is a masterpiece of quiet anxiety, expertly directed to make every rustle of paper and tick of the clock feel deafening. They are not there for a routine checkup. The situation, as Vanessa haltingly calls it, is the result of a night 6 weeks prior. A night of rare, reckless vulnerability following the emotional hurricane of Vanessa's gallery opening and Dani's sudden breakup. Wine, tears, and a deep, platonic comfort tragically spiraled into a single, catastrophic mistake. The doctor's callback confirmed their worst fear: Vanessa is pregnant. The true spoiler, however, isn't the pregnancy itself. It's the devastating, complex, and utterly unexpected way they each process the news. Dani's reaction is one of icy, controlled devastation. She doesn't shout or cry. Instead, she retreats into a shell of logistical planning, her voice flat as she outlines options, timelines, and the absolute necessity of discretion. "This never happened," she states, her eyes avoiding Vanessa's. "We will handle this, and we will move on." But the crack in her armor is visible in the white-knuckled grip on her car keys and the way she meticulously straightens a stack of magazines, a telltale sign of her world spinning off its axis. Her fear isn't just about societal judgment. It's about the potential annihilation of the most profound, stabilizing friendship of her life. She sees the pregnancy as a bomb that has already detonated their normalcy. Vanessa, in stark contrast, experiences a chaotic epiphany. After the initial wave of terror subsides, she places a trembling hand on her still flat abdomen in a private moment in the clinic bathroom. A reflection of her own tear-streaked face shifts, for a fleeting second, into a glimpse of something else, a potential future, messy and terrifying, but not without a strange, budding light. The artistic soul within her, which always seeks meaning in chaos, begins to reframe the catastrophe as a creation. She doesn't see a bomb. She sees an impossibly complicated, unexpected seed of something new. The central, explosive conflict of their storyline is not whether to keep the baby. It's the agonizing disconnect in their fundamental perceptions of the pregnancy. Dani views it as a problem to be surgically removed from their lives. Vanessa, to her own astonishment, begins to harbor it as a terrifying possibility she cannot immediately dismiss. The episode builds to a heartbreaking confrontation at Vanessa's loft, where abstract paintings of growth and connection form a stark backdrop to their discord. "You're talking about a medical procedure. I'm talking about a potential person," Vanessa whispers, her voice thick with emotion. Dani, misunderstanding, fires back, "It's not a person yet, it's a situation. Our situation. And it will ruin everything." The word ruin hangs in the air, a poison arrow that finds its mark in Vanessa's heart. The cliffhanger for this duo is brutal and intimate. Vanessa, alone after Dani leaves, takes out a blank canvas. She doesn't paint. Instead, she writes 2 words in the center with a charcoal pencil: "What if?" The question marks, drawn larger than the words, symbolize the abyss of uncertainty they now face, an abyss that threatens to swallow their sisterly bond whole. Leslie's grand gesture, a proposal born of fear or love. While Dani and Vanessa navigate their private tempest, another storm is brewing at the Gilded Vine, the town's upscale bistro. Leslie, having spent weeks meticulously planning, has orchestrated what she believes is the perfect proposal to Joey. The scene is achingly romantic. Their favorite table, soft live jazz, twinkling lights, and a hidden photographer to capture the moment. Joey, genuinely touched and surprised, is swept up in the fairytale atmosphere. Leslie's speech is eloquent, praising Joey's strength, his heart, and the unshakable future she sees for them. She gets down on one knee, presents a stunning, vintage Art Deco ring, and asks, "Joseph Michael Rousseau, will you anchor me forever?" The spoiler here is not the question, but the profoundly conflicted reaction it receives. Joey's face undergoes a devastating journey, from shock to joy to a dawning, gut-wrenching hesitation. The camera holds on his eyes, which fill not just with happy tears, but with a shadow of profound doubt. He sees the love in Leslie's eyes, but he also hears an echo, the ghost of his own unresolved ambitions and the quiet, persistent feeling that he's been living her version of their life. He says yes. The yes is soft, more a breath than a word. They embrace, the restaurant applauds, and Leslie is radiant in her certainty. But as they slow dance, Joey looks over Leslie's shoulder, his gaze finding his reflection in the dark window. The joy in that reflection is a mask. Behind his eyes, the viewer sees a silent scream. He has just said yes to security, to love, to a path well lit, and in doing so, he feels the final door closing on the restless, passionate dreamer he once was and perhaps still longs to be. The real twist comes post-proposal. Drunk on champagne and happiness, Leslie lets slip a revealing comment as they leave. "Now we're sealed," she sighs contentedly. "No more of those silly doubts or wanderlust. We're done deal." The words "done deal" land on Joey with physical weight. He realizes, in that chilling moment, that for Leslie, the proposal was as much about securing a stable outcome, about finally winning their long on-again off-again saga, as it was about pure love. It was a finish line. For Joey, it suddenly feels like the starting gate of a life sentence in a gilded cage.